Hello and welcome back. Today I will try to do a very fast video because I need to leave, but I have been asked with a couple of people in Discord to do a video about the new Talisman and the new skins. The skins, Soleil is a good skin. She has only 250k of health with 20k of armor. I think getting 100k more of health will make Soleil better. Saying this, a lot of people play with Soleil, a lot of people consider Soleil a very good hero, but in my case, instead, when I play with some Kayla versions, some Iris with Julius version, I don't use that often Soleil, usually never in defense and sometimes in attack. So I am not a good player of Soleil, so please take this into account. Then the other hero is Artemis. She will get super skin health. Artemis have, with my sets, at least around 300k of health. This will mean Artemis to go to 500k. Artemis was the best damage dealer of the game until Oya and Octavia was released 1.5 years ago. Now, with the current meta of Dante Octavia, Kela Aiden, the third team, you have Fafnir free, you have Tristan free, and then you have now Artemis. So it could be an option to have as a third team the traditional TAF with the new Artemis with 500k of health. It will be interesting to see what happens when she gets Eclipse 80 and Artemis has 600k of health. It could be or it could not be. My opinion is I will not prioritize this super skin against other critical super skins. This will be like as an option for a third team, no more than this, okay? I think, moreover, with the new heroes like Folio, like Polaris, they are creating a new meta, in my opinion. The meta is switching, so I believe that Artemis super skin has arrived too late. Okay, like this was like a couple of months ago when Folio was not a thing with the super skin of armor penetration, etc., etc. Maybe as a third team will be an option. Maybe playing there with Astaroth and Jasmine, to have Artemis and Jasmine there could be an option, but I believe currently it is not. The third hero that got the skin, and I believe is going to go to the season pass, is Iris Critical Hit. It's a very good skin because it will give you 3000 of critical hit, magic attack, and which means approx 20% to do a critical hit, which means doing 2.5 times more damage. Iris is a perfect hero for this skin because it does very few damage but too much, right? Like it does a little bit but too much, and which means you have more chance to activate the critical hit damage, which means 1 every 5 times Iris does damage, it will be a critical hit doing 2.5 times. It will be more damage for her, which is very good. In my opinion, Iris is one of the best heroes in attack. The point of Iris is very easy to counter with Octavia. In a manner that you see Iris in defense, play with Octavia is the only thing you need, and then you will destroy any team Iris is. Okay? So, good skin, okay? In my opinion, if it was by priority, Iris will be priority number 1, then Soleil, and finally Artemis, in my opinion, okay? Then we have the Talismans. The Talisman has been given to Isaac. I personally think that for my test, this is the Crushing and Soundness. I prefer much more the first Talisman, okay, of Isaac. And for my test, it looks like I am correct. Then Massey, you have these two talismans. This is Soundness and Magical Critical Hit, and this gives you armor and intelligence. It's very similar, you think, like intelligence for magical crit and then Soundness for armor. In my opinion, if I play, and I play sometimes Massey as a fair hero, as a semi-tank, I prefer the first talisman. If not, I will play with the second one. Okay, it depends on where do you play Massey. I think that it's not better or worse. You need to, for my test, you need to depending on the situation, you will go with one or the other. And then we have finally Julius, which is what probably everyone want to like to know. My Julius is level 65. Okay, it has two red gears. It's 160k, and I need to say that the first talisman is surprisingly better than the second one, at least for my test. Okay, you see here the values. Like in theory, physical attack amplify all the abilities of Julius or all the skills, and it should be better. And Soundness should compensate from the 80k of health than Julius lost. And then armor penetration will make Julius doing a little bit less damage, but at the end, what you care is about the shields. In theory, second talisman, in theory, again, I say, is much better than the first one. My surprise has been that the second talisman has worked much worse. Okay, and I will show you the test I have been doing. Okay, battle results, my attacks. Okay, so first thing I did, I put the two most common Dante Octavia with Jasmine teams, the one that plays with Lara and Jasmine, and the one played with Oya and Jasmine. Okay, going with the new talismans, I get 10-0 against this team and 9-1 against the other team. So this is the result. Okay, and this is the result. We can see a video of what happens here. Saying this, very important, these combos of Lara Polaris is quite good. My Polaris does not have the armor skin, does not have the red gear, the first red gear, and does not have the talisman. Okay, weapon is full and is 5 stars. So the weapon is full like 6 star 100, but the soul stones of Polaris is 5 stars instead of 6. But you see, it's quite easy to destroy this team now, which is very good. Okay, you see here the damage. Okay, with the new talisman, I get exactly the same result, sorry, versus the old talisman. 10-0 against this team, 9-1 against the version playing with Jasmine in front of. Probably you need to make a modification here to be able to beat this team. Probably with Astrid or maybe of Cascade. Okay, so no difference between the first and the second talisman. Then the next one, I wanted to test Cascade Lara team with Dante Octavia team. Going with the new talisman, I get 10-0. Going with, with the old talisman, I get 10-0. Going with the new talisman, I get 9-1. Again, here, you see that for one attack, the old talisman performs better. I did the test again, only to see if it was something like one-off. And no, with the old talisman, 10-0. With the new talisman, 9-1. Here you can see that the old talisman performed a little bit better. Then I went again traditional progress team with Astrid and Lara, with the team that always kills any progress team, which is the Julius, Nebula, Soleil, Iris, and Isaac, with new and old talisman, the same result, 10-0. Okay, then what I did is I wanted to play against this Julius, Kayla, Aiden with Tempus and Folio, which is a very common team to see now in defense. Okay, when I went against this team with the new talisman, using Astaroth, Sessa with Aiden, Lian, and Tempus, I got 10-0 against the new talisman, but I got 7-3 against the old talisman. Okay, you can see here. And when you lose with everything. Okay, like the whole line is still alive. Whereas when you play against the new talisman, you get a clearly 10-0. Here you can see a very good example on how the new talisman is much worse than the old talisman. Then here, this was a mistake. Sorry, I wanted to see what happens against the Julius with Nebula and Polaris. Okay, and I went with the team that I mentioned and always scale any progress team, and I got 10-0 in both of them, so no difference here. Then I wanted to see, instead of playing with Tempus, I wanted to play with Polaris, using the folio with Aiden, Kayla, and Julius. No difference. You use the old or the new talisman. Playing with the Astaroth team, but then I went with this team, which is Julius, Kayla, Aiden with Peach and Polaris versus the new talisman, the old talisman, sorry. Using the new talisman, I got 5-5. But if the only thing I do here is replacing, sorry, you will see here, replacing the new talisman with the old talisman. Okay, discard this line here. This was a mistake. Okay, sorry. So you check like Julius, Kayla, Aiden with Polaris and Peach against the old talisman of Julius in this particular team. If I go attacking with the new talisman of Julius, I got 5-5. But if I put the old talisman of Julius, I get 10-10, 10-0. Okay, you see, like exactly the same teams using the old talisman of Julius, because as we have seen, looks like it's better. And the only difference here is if I play with the new talisman of Julius, I get 5-5. But if I put the old talisman of Julius, I get 10-0. You can see here what happened. We can see a video. And again, very dangerous, because when you lose, you don't kill any hero in front of you. Okay, we can see what happens. when Julius does the shield, it does not have enough health. And Thumbness does not work well. This is something that I discussed it before. I don't like Thumbness at all. I don't think it's a good ability because of the number. Crushing, yes, but when you get a Crushing skin, it's 6,000. When you get a Thumbness skin, it's only 3,000. I think they make a mistake there in the numbers, okay, like I always say. But you can see clearly here what is going on. Now you have the team aligned, and now this is going to be crazy for Kayla and for Folio. Okay, let me go a little bit faster. It's going to take a little bit. That's it. Okay, so clearly, as you can see here, same exactly attacking team, only changing Talisman from 5-5 to 10-0. Everything else looks very similar. Here, another example, like playing with the Astarosessa Aiden. If I play against the new Talisman, I win 10-0. If I play against the old Talisman, I win 7-3. So, clearly difference here. Against, I think, was this team here. The difference is 10-0 versus 9-1. Okay, so far from all my tests, I believe the new Julius Talisman is much worse than the old Julius Talisman, according to the test. It has been a surprise, I was not expecting, but is it what it is? Hope it helps.